Oh.
I didn't recognize them.
That's Rollo.
Yeah.
Oh.
They weren't even trying to kill one another at one point. It was just about following the other. He doesn't look so good. Leave him alone.
Oh,
He's so hurt.
he must be so mixed in his feelings.
I know.
Between the joy with the admiration and the love from his people. And the sadness of letting his own brother and betraying his own kind.
Yeah. And he couldn't do it still, you know? It didn't happen, so it's a rematch. Just covered in blood. Just let him rest.
Hail Caesar!
He got the crown.
Deus! Carist! Paris!
Oh, frick. He's adapted really well. Some place where he gets the glory. He gets the thanks, the love. As sad as it is, though, I feel for him.
Sometimes not because you came from one place that this place is your home.
Yeah.
As sad as it is.
Oh. Back home.
Yeah.
So he knows. Or he's about to.
Oh, he won't care, that depends on.
Jan! You better come.
I feel like it's gonna hurt him, but he's gonna try to bury that feeling.
It looks like it's been some time, so maybe he
Yeah,
already
maybe
knows.
right. Well, I assume that they would have told him first thing when he came here.
Who's this?
His name is Thorhall. He has come with a story.
I went on a raiding party last year to England with Earl Gunnar Asgrimson. We fought against the armies of King Egbert and wintered in Wessex, and made a treaty with Egbert's ealdormen. And they told us that your father, King Ragnar, had sired a child there by Queen Quentrith of Mercia, and that this child still lives at Egbert's court.
Oops.
He's a young man now, 12 years old.
Oh, fuck. I still don't believe it.
And you are certain?
Ask your dad. Like, unless something
Why would
happened
they
that we
lie?
didn't see. There are many reasons to lie about this.
True.
There was something else you learned from Egbert's ealdorman, was there not?
The thing about the settlement?
Oh.
Well, it was about your father's farming settlement in Wessex.
The truth is
They
out!
asked if it still existed, and they laughed and said it was destroyed almost as soon as your father sailed away.
The truth is
But
out.
that they allowed some of the settlers to escape, so they would take the word to your father as a warning.
Oh, she's a bitch.
Never mentioned it. Ask him now.
We don't know where Ragnar is.
What?
He left soon after his defeat in Paris.
Fuck
You
you,
left-
I hate
We
you,
haven't
girl.
seen him in years.
What? He left for almost a decade?
Well, I mean, no, he wasn't 2 years old. Magnus wasn't 2 years old.
But
Go and leave.
almost a decade? He wasn't 6 at least. Yeah! The grown-up version of the brothers!
Oh, they're so old! And he looks like her grandpa next to them. Jesus.
That's Ivar.
Oh my god, a lot of time passed!
Ivar, wake up.
Oh shit!
I'm so glad to see Alex, seriously.
You've never seen the show, but you already have a crush on him.
No, but I saw Alex on the internet first, That's why I got so hooked up on Viking. So I'm glad to see him now.
You think our father never knew?
It's possible. He knew. He had to.
If he did, he should have told the people. Everyone lost relatives. Fathers and uncles, sons and daughters. They would have demanded revenge.
That is why he didn't tell them. Ragnar wanted to sail to Paris. He wanted to be famous. Isn't that more important?
Viking way.
Huh?
He's still a little shit.
You could say that.
Here's what it means. At least to me. Our father abandoned us.
Who's this one?
We were just kids
Good
and he
son.
ran off.
Oh,
Only
that-
the gods know if he's still alive. And now, we hear he kept this big secret from everyone.
This makes me feel sick.
Take
How
that.
could a father not tell the people what had happened?
Maybe if he told them, they would have killed him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If it's true that our father lied to his people and abandoned them, then I hope he never comes back.
He betrayed our name. If he ever came back, I would kill him.
Me too.
Jesus.
Screw you. All of you.
It's
He never
interesting.
did anything wrong. He is our father. And that is the end of it.
Damn. Okay.
You all sound like a bunch of Christians.
Fuck.
Father as much as you do. Who said I loved him, Uwe? I said I admired him. He's Viking. And you are soft.
I see Floki in him a little bit.
Yeah.
None of us is soft. But we want to understand what our father did and what he was. As his son, his fame does not interest me. What he used his power for, now that would interest me.
You can all say whatever you want, but he was a human. People started to talk as if he was a god. He was not a god, he was a man.
Yeah.
A man with many dreams and many failings.
He knew him best.
I've learned that in the years since he went away. If I was him, I wouldn't come back.
He's gonna come back.
But Ragnar is the king of the unexpected.
Unexpected.
Despite
Yeah.
all his failings, he's still the greatest man in the world to me.
Ivar and Bjorn understand their dad, but in completely different ways. Damn.
Oh, the beard.
Yeah, but he's got Ragnar's look.
I was just coming to see how the boats were progressing. What do you say, Ellie?
Sorry, guys.
What shall we tell him?
We think that it won't be long until you have boats ready and able to take you to the Mediterranean Sea.
We're gonna
If
travel.
it exists,
It's like season
just a
1
map, Bjorn.
all over again, but
Marks
with
on a
him.
paper, a child could have drawn it. I learned from my father.
Yep.
The only way to tell if something is real is to sail there.
If you dream big, you
I-
can do big.
Ragnar
Come
is
with me, Floki.
too important not to come back.
Are you joking? The lure of an imaginary land? Traveling somewhere that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Of course I'm coming.
I miss this Floki, guys.
It's been years, so
12 years.
I hope you...
now where is he? He doesn't age.
Where are we now? Is it Kattegat?
I don't know. Can't be sure. Is he still king technically? Like no
Technically,
one,
yes.
but no one like took charge after him, or it's Bjorn that managed
Maybe
stuff.
he took charge, or Aslaug took charge.
I think he's home.
Yeah, I think I recognize the houses. Oh my god. And not every,
Honey, I'm home.
and not almost, or if not everybody knows about His secret.
Well, maybe the news app didn't travel yet. Hey, boys! Oh shit! It's creepy.
Yeah.
Hello, Eva. There's no mistaking you.
No shit.
It appears my return is not welcome.
No.
You've obviously all made your mind up about me. Who's gonna do it then? Who's gonna kill me?
Oh, they talk, but they're not gonna do anything.
What about you, Victor? You think you're a man now?
I'm Uba.
I dare you. Put me out of my misery.
Oh shit.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Ah! I'm your leader, and I just left. What kind of leader does that? Huh? What kind of king abandons his people? What kind of father abandons his son?
That runs in the family. I'm not surprised.
You really didn't inherit the genes, man.
So who wants to be king?
Oh, let's see. Oh, you know he wants it.
Oh, you know how this works. If you want to be king, you must kill me. Take it. No? You? No, what about you? No?
No one wants to kill the legend.
Who wants to be king?
Take this burden away from me.
Oh, that was so good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen you guys talk in the comments about Ragnar's speeches and, you know, it affected us last episode, I think. And we were, you know, talking about this, and you guys were talking between yourselves in the comments about how there was gonna be a speech in this episode too. I saw the comment, and I was expecting it, and I thought at first it was the one with Rollo, but that was kind of underwhelming. Like, okay, yeah, it's good, but it's not great. Oh, shit.
Whoa. It wasn't great. Both speeches was really
No,
great.
it wasn't really a speech with Rollo, that's what I mean.
Motivation
The
is
scene,
a kind of speech.
the scene was intense, but that last speech, fuck, that's pure Ragnar. I feel like, and you know, when we started this show, it was obvious that they were enhancing his eyes and a little bit, like they were giving him some sort of shine, and it was like Ragnar's spirit, his drive, and I haven't noticed it in a long time. But in this episode at the end when he came back, weirdly enough, it felt like they enhanced it again, just a little bit. So I'm like, maybe that did him a lot of good to
Ragnar
leave.
wasn't himself for a long time.
I know.
And since it's been almost a decade that he left, I think he had time to find himself back.
Yeah, he's obviously beaten the withdrawal, so at this point, he feels better. I think he needed it. He definitely needed it, and I'm really glad to see he's back. Like, Ragnar is too important a character to just disappear and never come back. Yeah, to die off scene? No, no, bullshit.
That would be a shitty death.
Yeah, and the way he comes back, like, he knows what to expect. Like, it didn't take him long to realize that, oh shit, my secret is out, something's going on, so now they despise me. Let's see if they have the guts to do anything about it. Because it's almost like with Ragnar, I think he was a victim before, like he was just taking all this shit over and over and over again, and now something like that was happening once more. Like, he did a mistake, something bad happened, and he felt responsible. He tried to react accordingly, and back then it wasn't easy, and his choices are never easy, but they're all like Floki, blaming him and judging him about what he did and why he did it, and they do nothing. You know, they're not responsible for anything, so they're just like, dude, you did the wrong thing. We lost because of you. And he's just taking the shit. Yeah, he's just taking the shit. So he's like, you want my job? You want my responsibilities? Go ahead.
Me. Who wants to be king?
Oh, that was so fucking cool.
You know that Ivar wants to be king.
Oh, that little smirk. Just really, really small. It was there. It was there.
I can see why I marry his father, because he's so Viking.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I feel like out of all the boys, the two that understand Ragnar the most or respect him the most are Bjorn and Ivar, but for completely different reasons. Ragnar is he's a legend. He's a character. He's a Viking that went above and beyond, and he made a name for himself, and that's what Ivar respects.
You can understand his warrior side.
Yeah, he likes that. He wants to be like him in this way.
But Bjorn understands more the human side of his father.
Bjorn is the one that has been fighting with him. He's seen him weak. He's helped him. He's spent more time with him because he went on raids with him.
He was with Gida's death, with Rollo betrayal.
Yeah.
With all of the unborn child from the Lagertha.
And that's the thing, like, Ragnar taught him a lot of stuff as well. Like, he gave him speeches about being a good father, about his weaknesses, about what he had to live with. Not all the time. Like, he didn't tell him everything because he's still a son, and as a dad, you don't want your kids to know your weaknesses and stuff. But because Bjorn is the only one that actually went on raids with him and fought with him, because I know the other two boys went, but they went once and they stayed behind. So, But Bjorn saw behind the masks,
yeah,
and he understands them, and now that he's older and he's actually, I think he's in charge, right? Him and Aslaug are the ones basically ruling the place.
They seem to be in charge, yeah.
I feel like he's felt it more, like what the pressure does on your shoulders, and that's why he's saying ever since he left, I've been thinking about what kind of man he was and how he reacted, and that's why I respect him. I think it's because now he understands that the weight of ruling, the weight of the title of being king, and even when he became king, Ragnar, he told him that, like, what it means to be king and stuff. They talked about this. And Bjorn now, he feels it a little bit, and he's like, my dad still kept fighting, and he had to face all that, and I respect him because he's human at the end of the day, and he's not made of stone, and he's taking all the blows. So, yeah, I think Bjorn understands him more, and Ivar just freaking loves the legend. He's so like Floki, the way he talks and stuff, but he's still a little shit. I don't really love. Well, I enjoy the character. I think right now I don't like his attitude. And the others, they're more like abandoned children. Like, they were left behind and they don't understand why, so they
oh gosh. Can you believe that if almost 10 years ago Aslaug was this low, not caring about anything, if she kept that attitude, poor child.
Oh my god.
Seriously.
Well, she's not.
They kind of basically grown on their own.
Yeah, I feel like with Aslaug, Ragnar is the one, in her mind, Ragnar is the one that put her in her misery, you know? He's the one that cheated. He's the one that made her stay behind and take care of the kids, and she was the one facing all the hardships and all the problems, and she was taking it like a champ. And Ragnar never was there, never was around, and he was just sleeping around and having fun. And then he came back destroyed, and he fled. So that was a show of weakness, and she loved it. And now she's learning even more about his failures, and she's loving it even more. She's on cloud 9 right now. Because I feel like it's vengeance. It's retribution for her. Like, she wants him to suffer, and because of his reputation, she usually is the one that gets, you know, scolded. If she cheats, she's the one that did something bad. But if he cheats, well then she wasn't a good enough wife, you know, stuff like that. So I think to hear that his reputation has been hurt is like a gift given to her. She was so happy, and I hate her for that because I don't like when Ragnar hurts. So yeah. But the other kids, yeah, I wanted to see them grown up, and I wasn't expecting that to happen this episode, but I'm really, really happy. I love, it's strange because I don't think I know another show that likes to jump in time as fast as Vikings does, and usually you think you'd be like lost in the timeline. And yes, in Vikings we kind of are because the adults don't age, but it's still nice, the fast pace. Like they never let us breathe, but in a good way. So it's pretty cool. As for
I don't know his name, but the actor who played Uba really looks like Bjorn and Ragnar.
a little bit.
That's a great casting.
I was thinking that the only one that didn't inherit the model gene was Sigurd. I'm like, oh, he looks like the little shit. It's not even a joke. He looks like the little shit that died in Paris. I'm like, poor kid. Not that he's ugly. He's just not my type. And compared to all the others, he's like the sore thumb. So I'm like, okay. But I'm really interested in how they're gonna react next, how they're gonna react to that speech. You saw that as soon as Ragnar came back, the only one that really loved how he basically took charge already and just, he was a booming presence. That was Ivar. Like at the end, he was like, okay, you're kind of crazy right now. Like, you're acting like a victim. What's going on? But aside from that, like just him being there and just silencing a crowd and just taking the crowd in his hands and be like, controlling them all. Ivar really liked that.
Yeah.
And it's creepy how he walks around.
You can't use his legs.
I know, but I guess he'd be like on some sort of real thing.
I think that's
like,
easier for him to just crawl on the heart.
That's creepy.
That's Ivar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for Witzek, Uwe, and Sigurd, I think that they had the same kind of expression that Rollo had. Like a bit of, not joy and sadness, but more angriness and sadness because of what their father did and because he's their father. So you love him and you despise him at the same time. Mixed feelings, it's really harsh sometimes.
I feel like they were kids, right? So they built in their heads this vision, this image of who or what Ragnar was, this perfect guy that was the perfect Viking, the perfect warrior, the perfect king, and then the not so perfect dad that abandoned them. And then they learned that he made mistakes and he killed people from their village, and he had this secret, and it's like destroying this image of their dad, and they were looking for a way to push anger towards him because he abandoned them. So that was like opening the door for them. Like, oh, your dad wasn't that perfect. Well, great. I was looking for a way to be mad at him. So there you go. You know?
Yeah.
They just need to deal with that. And maybe talking to him and spending a little time with him, that's going to help. So I hope so. Rollo now. We need to talk about Rollo. I hate seeing them fight. But that scene at the end with them walking in Paris and people loving him for what he did, for his success, that's all he ever wanted. Recognition. And just love and I mean the crown and stuff. Like that's something Ragnar always had. But Rollo's always in the fights. He was always there beside him, fighting with him. And he never got that. So I think for the first time in his life, he came back victorious, and he got the recognition, and that felt good for him.
It's funny enough, in a fight, the one that got all the recognition and all the love, sorry for my bad English, are the one who are in charge.
Yeah, not the ones that fight.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the one in charge also fight, but usually they stay behind. All the foot soldiers who fight their life on the battlefield, just like the one in charge, nothing. Because they're, usually nothing, because they're a foot soldier. They're not the one who came up with the plan, but they still fight with the plan.
Yeah, they still did the job.
Yeah.
And with Rollo, it's even more than that. He wasn't just a foot soldier, like he was actually helping along Ragnar, making plans and stuff. Yes, Ragnar got the talent in the family when it comes to strategies and stuff, but Rollo is a pretty badass warrior, and
Rollo
we
still
saw
got
it.
strategies in his mind?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it. Like, he was never in charge before, but when he is in charge, he wins. So, yeah, I think that anger from never getting the recognition came from somewhere, and that's the fact that he always believed he could do the job and maybe do it better, and he proved it just here that he could win against Ragnar.
It was so hurtful to see both brothers fighting with fists.
Oh yeah.
Trying to just hurt the other more.
Yeah.
Punching their feelings out.
Yeah, like I said, at this point, it wasn't about killing the other, it was just about inflicting pain, making him suffer for the betrayal. In Ragnar's case, and in Rollo's case, it was making him feel pain, all the pain he had inside from years of following. Just, there you go, take it. It was really sad and really well shot too. Like the battle scene was intense and so fucking cool. I understand now.
Did you see the difference between the first one and this one?
Oh, for sure.
The heart
for sure,
there.
The heart was
the
there.
Heart was there, yeah.
And I understand now why the platforms and stuff. And yes, it did give me a feeling like they built this. It wasn't as strong as the walls in Paris, but it kind of created the same effect. Like when the boats got to the walls, the Franks, like, they were stuck there. They had to somehow go over the wall, and it's the perfect way to get shot or just killed. So
yeah,
that was a good idea. And after that, when they broke the walls, well, they still, like, they were fighting on boats, but they still had, like, it's like fighting on foot, like on land, and the Vikings are pretty good at that. I think it's just that the Franks are bigger, like they have more soldiers, so
they got motivated so good by Rollo. Of course they had to win.
Great speech. Okay.
Oh my god, the scene where the Emperor killed
that was so cool.
brother.
I feel like he's paranoid at this point. Like he got a taste of power with them. Like they mentioned to him that Odo was betraying him and manipulating him. And he got really paranoid and really, like, he was babbling and just stuttering. And he got rid of Odo, and then he got them in bed. That gave him a boost of confidence. So after that, he was like, I don't need you anymore. This guy is... people can manipulate the guy so easily, and he likes to be the last one laughing. Like, he likes to be like, oh, I was in charge the whole time. Even though he's not the one that comes up with the plans, and... he doesn't realize it when people manipulate him.
This time.
This was cool. Like, I agree with that because we both knew that these siblings were manipulative shits and we had to get rid of them because they did not want Rollo and his wife to be in charge in any sort of way. So by getting rid of them, we're getting rid of a danger for Rollo. But the way the king handles stuff, I'm afraid that maybe Rollo will have to watch his back around him in the future. Right now, he loves him a lot.
If he doesn't give any reason to don't trust him,
yeah.
I don't see why he needs to watch his back.
We'll have to see. It depends on what happens in the future. It's been 10 years or something.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. But it was a good episode. A good way to end the first part of Season 4. Technically Season 4 because we're technically jumping in Season 5, but Season 4 Part 2.
Season 4 Part 2.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. Thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it's already on Patreon. The link is in the description.
Yep, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now, and if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, guys.
Very soon.
So see you then.
Bye.